Good morning, America. How we doing today? All right, we're gonna do a quickie video on different floor plans I've been working on. So probably won't be on here very long. I didn't do the slow mode or anything like that, but probably won't be more than about a 10-15 minute video. All right, this is Google SketchUp. As you can see right up here is Google SketchUp. And is everybody hearing me okay? Everybody there? Hello, is anybody there? Yeah, there's people here. Let's see here. Viper One, you're first today. Viper One, good morning from Philippines. Oh, wow. Okay, what time is it in the Philippines? Gotta be middle of the night. John Marksburg, good morning. How you doing, John? Kevin from Tampa, good morning. Neil from Michigan. John from Payson, Arizona. I know where Payson's at. It's a nice town. I like Payson. Eugene, how you doing, Eugene? I'll give you a call today, later on today. I saw you had your granddaughter in the marching band, so I'll call and talk to you about that. Let's see, Country Girl, good morning. Cheryl, Eugene, technical difficulties? All right, let's see, morning, everybody. All right, just kind of scrolling through real quick here and seeing what people have got. All right, very good. All right. Okay, yeah, I just kind of reading some of the comments here. All right, good enough. All right, here's the bus. This is a Google SketchUp, and you go down here and click this little gizmo here, and I can turn this thing and move it all around. Okay, it's a Google SketchUp is a what do you call it? A computer-aided design, CAD type of thing. All right, and trying to get it positioned here so you can see the whole screen. Okay, so here's the school bus. It's kind of, I don't have, it's just basic, folks. I did a fairly decent job, but there's stuff like this right up here. The paint just kind of goes up into the air. See right here? So anyway, I just did this one. This is a pretty good video or rendition of this thing because I wanted to have wanted to show you guys. Okay, so I worked pretty hard on this one here, but we're gonna peel the roof off of this. Let's go right over here and click this, and we click right there, and we just peel that whole roof all the way back. Here we go. Let me go back and rotate this thing again. So here we rotate it around. This is what the inside is probably going to look like, something similar to this, okay? All right, now I've made a couple more adjustments to this simply because of these right here, the chairs. All right, the problem I have with putting a floor plan in this thing is multiple things, okay? One, the wheel humps. That's the biggest problem I have is the wheel humps, okay? Here's the wheels, and on the inside, just like on the bed of a pickup, you got these wheel humps right in this area, okay? And they're just hard to build around. What do you put there? I would love to put the shower right there. The problem is you put the shower, you only have a place to stand right here, okay? And it doesn't flow well, okay? Just I don't know. All right, so what it is, I put this wall right here. Okay, that's kind of unmovable in my opinion. I need to leave that wall right there. Okay, reason being because that's where the wheel hump stops. The front of the wheel hump stops right there. So I'm going to put a wall right in front, and that separates the kitchen living room area from the bathroom, bedroom, storage area. Okay, all this back, it's half of the bus this way and half of the bus that way. So this is the main dividing wall. Okay, and it has a door on it, or we'll have some kind of a door on it, I'm hoping, okay? Past that, the wheel humps actually go back to about right here. As you can see the wheels here. They actually go back into under the bed here a little bit. So that's fine. And then underneath the bed is the water storage. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 water tanks that I'm gonna put under here, okay? We'll get into that in a second too. I have to change my mind on that and only go with 3, I think. So, Anyway, and let's turn it around the other way so you can see the other side. There's a closet and some shelves and a closet, clothes hanger and stuff like that. All right, and as you can see, there's no place for a toilet in this one. In this particular rendition, there's no place for a toilet. So what I was going to do is put a toilet back here in the back. So I did a different version of it where I had the toilet in the shower, and I got to thinking more about that because I want the toilet lid, not the lid, but the whole board here to lift up out of the way so you can access everything. Well, how do you seal that from shower water going down and getting underneath there? So I rethought that, and I'm like, no, that won't work. Okay, there's probably not a very good way to seal that and make it watertight to where the shower water won't get down in that, you know, what do you call it? Into the basin where the bucket, or it'll be a composting type toilet, a homemade composting toilet. So one of the things I like about this design, though, as you can see, all the water is on one side. The water tanks will be over here, and I'll have a hose going under the floor, not under the bus, but just cut into the plywood of the floor for a 1/2-inch pipe to go from, or hose, go from this tank over to these 2 tanks. And then the water pump and all that stuff will be back in the back, and you run hoses up here, and then you put the water heater underneath the sink here. Reason being is once you turn that on, you got hot water in the tank. When you turn the faucet on, you don't have to run the faucet very long to get hot water. And in the shower also. If you put the water tank way back here, all that water that's in the hose before it gets up here to the shower head is wasted. Okay? So it's all about water management in these things when you're boondocking. So I put the water tank underneath the sink back here out of the way, and just put a switch on the wall that will turn it on and off, okay? And there'll be a switch that turns the water pump on and a switch that turns the water heater on, okay? So when I want to take a shower, it's the only time I really need the water heater. Turn that switch on, the heater will work, and then you take your shower. But when you first turn your shower on, you don't have to wait a minute or so for the water to get up, the hot water to get up to the nozzle. It'll get there really quick. So that is probably going to be pretty much standard on all of these floor plans. The water heat will be under the kitchen sink here, kind of hidden back in there, out of the way. All right. So anyway, I got to looking at this, and okay, where do I put the toilet? Well, I'll probably have to put the toilet back here. So I've redone a couple other floor plans here. And one of the other things is these chairs, okay? These are those European, now this is the best one I could find. This is an office chair, but it's somewhat similar to these European chairs that I have seen in other RVs. It's a European recliner, and it's a recliner, but it's very, very basic. Now here, I'll show you one. Here's on Amazon. This is the one I bought. I bought this one here, and it was this color too. This chestnut color. No, it was this one here, mahogany color. It was that color there, and it looks nice. The problem is, when I sat on it, my head was way up here, and my feet were way down here, and the spring, that little spring underneath here, if you see this little spring, that spring wasn't strong enough, and when I reclined, this footrest wouldn't hold my legs up. It was just, I'm too big for it, okay? And Pam sat in it, and she said, oh, it's not bad, but it's not super comfortable. So I went to turn it in. I went back here to Amazon to turn it in. They gave me the return package, the address paper, to tape onto it. And it said, bring it down to UPS. So I took it down to UPS, and they said, well, okay, they're not paying for shipping. You have to pay for your own shipping. Oh, okay, no problem. I figured it'd be $50 or something. $300 they wanted to ship this thing back to Indiana. $400 is what it cost. $400 plus taxes and everything. It was like $420 or something is what I paid for it. And they want $300 to ship it back. So I guess we got a new chair. And we have no place to put it. So it'll probably become a Christmas gift to somebody. I don't know. Anyway. So forget about that. Forget about that. And there's the weather thing I was going to talk about. Okay, anyway. So these chairs won't work. All right. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Some of these other floor plans, I'll have pictures of chairs or or just circles there that are, you know, that's where the chairs were going to sit. And the idea was sit here and have the TV up above the windshield up here, okay? Right there, you can see the TV up above the windshield, okay? That's kind of what I had in mind when I put this floor plan in like this, okay? Now I want kitchen counter space. I want as long a kitchen counter space as I can go. This is about 6 foot right here. And these boards, let me go to Home Depot. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Home Depot. And here is the countertop I plan on putting in. And they're 7 foot long. I can cut them down, of course, but they're 7.2 feet long. Okay, a little over 7 foot. And it's a teak butcher block kind of countertop, okay? Gives you an idea. It's got a live edge across here, you know, it's you know, the shape of the tree, okay? The other 3 edges are squared off. But that's what it'll look like, something like that right there. And I like that. I really like that teak. And teak has a lot of oils in it, so it'll be a good countertop, I believe, okay? And anyway, it comes in 7 foot size. And reason that comes in is because from here to about right here is 7 foot. That'll work perfect, okay? 7 foot, there we go. And on this side, we'll buy another one over here, 7 foot, but I'll cut 2 foot of it or so, either 24 or 30 inches out, depending on which refrigerator we buy, okay? And the rest will, you know, be a 4.5 or 5 foot countertop here. So that's quite a bit of counter space, okay? Alrighty then. Let's see, what else to talk? And see, this is one of the things about the bus, this door in the back, all buses have this escape hatch door in the back. And I really liked Rick's bus where he had a garage back here, what he called a garage. Now I have some shelves over here, and this is where the batteries on this particular floor plan. This is kind of what I had in mind. I want to put the batteries on this side though, I believe, okay? Anyway, I really wanted a garage. It's just a place to store stuff like shovels and a pickaxe and think, you know, what do you need a pickaxe for? Well, you're out there in the desert and you don't want to raise the bus up on boards. You can dig a slight hole to put the front tire in to level the bus out, you know. Just a little hole, just notch a hole down 4 or 5 inches, and that tire will go down in that hole and it'll level the bus. Instead of building these up with wood, you can lower that one with digging a slight hole. You always need a shovel or something, you know, and whatever. Generator, garden hoses, all that kind of stuff you don't want in your living quarters. You want a garage or a storage area, okay? So I'm pretty adamant. I want a storage area of some type. Well, it would be easier if I didn't have a storage area and I took this and just shoved it all the way to the back wall, and we'd have a bed back here, you know, put a king size bed back here, and then you'd have enough room the bed would come from here to about right here. Then you'd have this little space right here to put a shower in behind the fender well, the wheel humps, and you'd be able to put your shower in. Right? It would work better if I didn't have this garage, but I really, really want that garage for storage. Okay, so and you can't really put the garage anywhere but in the back. Okay, you can put the storage up front, but then when you walk in, you got to walk through. I've seen some of these floor plans on some of these buses on YouTube and things like that. And they'll come in and they'll walk through, they'll come up, and this will be a storage area or a bathroom area, and the living room's way in the back. And you got guests come in, they got to come up and walk through all of this to get to the living room area in the back. It just didn't seem right, you know. I want the living room up front, you know, because that's where the windows are and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, this is roughly what I have. Now in this sketch, I don't have this back window in here. There's another window back here that I wasn't planning on. I was planning on having these 3 and then this 1 right here. But because of the cost of this sheet metal here, remember, I'd had to buy a whole nother sheet for 60 bucks just to fill in these last 2 windows back here. So I got to think, well, just leave one of these windows out right here. Well, that gets it behind the kitchen countertop and everything. And I thought, you know, I can use a window back here in case it gets hot. I can always crack these windows and let a breeze blow through and let the electronics cool off or whatever. You know, if it gets super hot back here, I can always crack the windows. So anyway, this one has and the real bus, there's a window right here also, and I haven't put that in here on this sketch. All right, let's go to a different one here. That was that sketch there, okay, a floor plan. All right, another floor plan I had. Let me find it. Rear shower, okay. Let's let this one load up. There's another floor plan where I was going to put the shower and the toilet back in the back and the twin beds. Look at this huge room right here. Let's turn it around for you. And all right, well, there you go. That's okay. It's not near as detailed. I didn't spend near as much time on this one. But this would be the living room area with those recliners. When I was doing this one, I hadn't got the recliner yet, so we still thought the recliners would go right here. The one thing I didn't like about this particular plan was here's the floor, or here's that wall, and here's that wheel hump. So there's that unmovable wall, okay? And then you have two beds, and then another wall. It seems like you're in a coffin almost. It's just nothing but bed area. And I know you can leave the doors open and stuff like that, but then I got to think, wait a minute, there's no closet. Now I could put a closet here, but in this sketch, this is where I was going to put a lot of the electronics. Okay, and then this whole side was going to be the garage. Instead of the garage going a long ways along the back, I just take the garage and rotate it and put it along this wall. Okay, so this all will be shelving and stuff like this over here. All right, well, that okay, I suppose. I worked on this one once, so, just trying to figure out different floor plans, different ideas, just coming up with different stuff. And that's pretty much all I did on this one here. All right, let's go find another one. Let's see. There's a queen bed one here. I had this idea. I had this idea, and Pam didn't like this one because of the bed. Okay. This is another one where the shower and the toilet were going to be in the same hall. I did this one 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had the idea of the shower and the toilet in the same space. The kitchen was like the better, the first one we saw, and all the front was pretty much the same. I was trying to figure out a way to redo this, and the idea on this one was put a queen size bed in. Okay, the problem is the bed's right up against the wall right here. And Pam was adamant she wanted a place where she could roll her feet off the side of the bed and sit upright when she gets out of bed because her back hurts and stuff, right? Well, this one here is right up against the wall. So, and another thing, have you ever slept in a place like this where there's two people? If you're the person over here, you feel trapped because you can't kick the covers loose, and you just, I'm over here snoring, sleeping, and she's right here. She's got to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, or vice versa. She's over here snoring, and I'm over here. How do you get across that person without waking them up? I know, go over down to the foot, the foot of the bed. Yeah, it's just when you have a sore back, which I have a sore back occasionally, and Pam's back is a sore lot, it's just not, that's why we went with the twin beds. That way each one of us can have access to a center hallway. Another thing is this door is centrally located instead of on the side. The problem you have with that is I'm 6'1", and this is about 6'3" to the top of this thing. When you go over here now, I'm at a 5 foot tall hallway to go through the door. I'm stumping over and all that. Another negative thing about this is the wheel humps are there. Now this wheel hump's not a big problem because you just build a nightstand over it. This wheel hump is a problem because you got to walk across it. It's just, it's just a toe stubber. That's all it is. Stub your toe on all the time. So I don't know. As much as I wish this would work, it really doesn't quite work out. Okay, move this wall forward a little bit so I got a little bit of space over here. Then everything is so much smaller. It doesn't work as well. Okay, so and still no toilet. I got the toilet in the shower. Well, we don't want to put the toilet in the shower as we discussed. So where am I going to put the toilet on this one? Okay, well, rotate it around and put it over here. Maybe. Well, that's your closet for your clothes, and you put a toilet in there, you don't have a place to put your clothes. So it's every time I turn around, it's like there's roadblocks, or, well, that won't work because of this, and that won't work because of that. So this is the latest one that I come up with. And this is the one I'm so far, I think we're going to go with unless I come up with a better idea. All right. Let me get some coffee here. After I got the recliner and realized we couldn't use the recliner, I thought, okay, well, we can't use the recliner. Let's take the TV off of the roof over here and put the TV on the side and have a couch over here. And this couch, I can either build that out of plywood and have, you know, foam cushions or whatever, or I can just buy a couch. Well, then you got the wheel hump right here. Well, a lot of couches have little foot pedestals and it rose up off the ground a little ways, you know, like 6 inches off the ground or whatever. Well, this hump is only about 8 inches tall. So what I could do is just take this wheel, this hump, what do you call it? The leg, the pedestal leg off the four corners, and build a framework around here and raise this up about an inch or two. And that should give clearance underneath for the wheel well, and the couch covers that wheel well up, okay? Oh, I gotta get the moving thing here, okay? And so that would maybe work on that, okay? And then on this one here, just build cabinets over that wheel hump, okay? And then on this one here, that gives me a place. Here's the TV, and here's a place for a wood-burning stove. Kitchen, refrigerator, overhead countertop. Here's a 7-foot countertop and a 5-foot countertop. Oop, right there's the countertop there, countertop here. You can put all your drawers and, you know, a whole bunch of drawers in here. This door would swing open because behind here would be the water heater, like we talked before. And this one here, right here, this is the wall. Right here is that wall that's unmovable because that's where the fender well starts, okay? Then you just raise the floor up a little bit, and that's a closet, okay? Now, granted, I'm taller than Pam, and these mattresses, as you can see, come in different sizes. This is a twin XL, and this is just a twin. This is a twin XL. They're 39 by 79, or basically 40 by 80. And these are 40 by 76. So they're 74. Either the 4 or 6 inches shorter. So Pam's only about 5'7", I think. So she can sleep in this one. That gives her a little bit more closet space. Okay. So she has more closet space. I have a bigger bed and less closet space. And that works out fine for me. You know, I'm happy with that. All right. There's this wall here, which remember we talked about. This is kind of in a enclosed, too small of a room, maybe. I don't know. I'm still working on that. I don't think it maybe won't be quite such a big deal. But here's the shower, and then here's the composting toilet way back in the corner. Another thing is the composting toilet I want on the driver's side. Why? We're at a campsite, and we're all sitting out here, okay, under an awning or something in the shade or whatever. We're all sitting out in front of the recliner. I mean, in front of the RV under a. I'll probably eventually put an awning on this thing. An awning will stick out here. So we're sitting out here on the lawn chairs visiting with people like that. And you got the toilet right over here venting outside. You remember a composting toilet has a little fan in there that pushes the air, the stinky air, what's left of the stinky air. Most of it will be gone. Once the number 2 dries up, because you put cat litter or some wood chips or whatever on there, peat moss, whatever. And that absorbs the moisture and get rid of the smell. But for a while, it'll smell a little bit. And what you do is you make a vacuum in here. You put along the wall or whatever. You put like a computer fan, a fan that cools a computer. Just a soft breeze fan, but it's enough to blow outside, and it sucks the air outside. So it becomes a vacuum. So if there's any stinky stuff, the air is always flowing toward the toilet, into the toilet, and then outside, ever so slightly, but it's just enough, okay? Well, if you put the toilet right here, that's venting outside right where you're sitting, okay? So if you're sitting here, I want the toilet on the other side as far away as I can get it. So there you go. Kind of decided to probably put that right back there, okay? And then while you're on the throne, so to say, there's a window right here you can open up if you need to. All right, then there's the shower, and then here's the beds, my bed, her bed, okay? My closet, her closet, And then everything else is the same except for the chairs. Instead of those recliner chairs, I put, like I said, put a couch up there. Oh, this is the mini split. Okay. Now, the problem I have with the mini split putting it there is the air goes into this thing and then blows out the bottom of it. So if you're sitting right here, you can get your ass froze. You get really cold. But I think there's little air deflecting, blades, so to say, that will deflect the air. It'll come out and deflect it this way instead of coming straight down. Instead of blowing straight down, you can, just like a vent on your car, on the dash of your car, you can aim it. I think you can aim that out toward the center of the room. And you can sit here, I don't know. That's something I'm concerned about there with that mini split sitting right above you. Kind of freeze your tail off. So this sink, I put in long ways. Let's zoom in on it. I put in long ways. It's a 24 by 14 or 16 inch wide. It's a porcelain sink. Okay. It's like a kitchen, what do they call them? Well, let me go back to it. It's a like a kitchen ceramic sink, okay? There we go. And it kind of looks like that, okay? Well, instead of putting it long ways, like that is, or like that, okay? Instead of putting it long ways, what if it rotated, okay? So if I rotate it, it turns into a long sink and it takes up less counter space. All that wasted counter space behind it is taken up by the sink. If you turn it this way, there's a whole bunch of space wasted back here. You don't really put much, but maybe a scrubby, for your sink, for scrubbing dishes. You don't really put much back here. Your dish soap, something like that. That's about it. Well, this way, it narrows the sink so that there's more counter space, and this wasted space behind the sink is used up by the sink itself. And I think I might like that, okay? Now this here, you can mount that different. I couldn't with the sketch because I downloaded this off of the Google SketchUp 3D, what they call a 3D warehouse over here. Somebody else has done that. You just download it and bring it over and drag and drop. But the handle, when I mount this, I can put this handle on the left side over here. Okay, so you use the left hand for a faucet, and then this is the extendable. You pull that out and it becomes a hose to rinse the sink out. Get the idea. Anyway, so I think I like the idea of doing that. Okay. One of the other things about, let's see, this in here, about all of them, I guess, is got the overhead countertop or counter space, cabinet space. Okay, above both of them. All right, and there's looking down the hallway from it. Okay, here's your TV, and underneath the TV console and storage. I'm thinking maybe not even putting doors on this. Let me give you an idea what I can do here. Click. This is going to be very rudimentary. Okay. And then push and pull. I'm going to just do a couple of these. Push that all the way back to there. Push that one all the way back. Now you go get wicker baskets and just slide a wicker basket in there, okay? No door or anything. The wicker basket is the beauty, to look at. And you just put as many of those as big. You buy your wicker baskets and then you build the cabinets to fit the wicker baskets. And you can store things in there with that, maybe. So let's get rid of that. All right, go back to where we was. So that's kind of what I got going. This is the leading contender right now, is this floor plan here, okay? All right, so this is my latest rendition. This is one I think I'm happiest with so far. And then the other thing is, I still have my garage, even though the toilet and the sink or the shower are back here. I still have my garage over here to store all kinds of stuff. This is the garage, okay? And then another thing is, if you're back here showering, somebody can come back here, shower, and close this door. And then there's also, I forgot to tell you, right here, I measured this from here to here is 91 inches, the width, inside width. Well, by the time I put plywood in, there's a ½ inch gone here and a ½ inch gone here. That's going to knock this down to 90 inches across. Well, divide that by 3, you got 30 inches and you got 30 inches. That means the opening here is 30 inches. All right. what you do is you put a door in here, 2 doors, almost like saloon doors, okay? And they swing open this way and they become a door for your closet. So you swing this door closed and it closes the closet, but when you want privacy, let's say I'm watching TV and Pam wants to go to bed, okay? I'm out here watching TV, she can come over and close these 2 doors and seal this off so the TV's not so loud when she goes back there and goes to bed, okay? Get the idea? So, and I do that a lot. She goes to bed, usually goes to bed a lot earlier than I do. I usually stay up till midnight. She goes to bed about 10, and I stay up till midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning a lot of times. But yeah, this is just, I didn't finish all this off here at all, but this would be just cabinet doors, almost like in your garage. You see those doors and, you know, storage spaces inside a garage. It'd be something like that. It'd be just plywood doors, of course, but it'd be a place you can store a lot of different stuff. Down in this bottom corner, I would leave a fairly large opening. Probably wouldn't put a door on it, it'd just be open, and that'll be a place I could store firewood. So we buy some firewood, you know, or find some firewood out in a field or something, just chop it up with a electric chainsaw. Well, where am I gonna put the electric chainsaw? In the garage, with the generator, with whatever, you know, all these different things that you don't want in the living area of the RV. So anyway, all that kind of stuff will go in here. Tools, you know, all that type of stuff will go back in here. I would rather have the whole area back here, but I got to put the shower and toilet somewhere, okay? So there you go. That's, as of right now, and see here, this will be a huge door. You swing the door open and shelves inside. This will be all drawers, and this will be one huge drawer on the bottom, and this will be a place to put your crock pots, you know, your large appliance type stuff. Over here, I probably have my coffee maker sitting over here all the time, plugged in. And believe it or not, driving down the road, it depends on how you drive, of course, and if you have to slam on the brakes or whatever. But even in my semi, I've got stuff sitting on the countertop all the time, and it doesn't go anywhere. When I put that non-slip, the stuff you put in the bottom of your shelves, your drawers, it's like a tacky plastic, rubbery, tappy type of stuff. Anti-slip, and I put that on the bottom of some of my things that I leave out on the countertop in the semi. So if I'm going down the road in the semi and that stuff doesn't move, why would it move in the bus? And the bus rides better than the semi as far as, you know, cruising down the highway. It's less rough, less jarring. So anyway, that's kind of what I got in mind there, folks. There's your floor plans. This is what I really wanted to begin with. Let me show you. This is what I was really wanting, and I decided no because it cost too much. This is one of these floor plans I really wanted. Let me see here. We're on version 3. Yeah, this one will work. So it's saving this right here because I moved it around and changed things. Okay, anyway, this was the 18-liter semi, 53-foot trailer, okay? And garage pull the Jeep up inside the garage and have a semi up here, you know, a Peterbilt or Kenworth or Freightliner or something like that up here pulling this thing. And huge closet space, king-size bed, another more closet space, walk in the door on the side, okay? Or I would make the front, I'd have a door on the front of this too, so you walk up on the step of the deck of the truck and then come in this way too. That we'll want because of, for egress in case there's a fire or something like that. You have a more than one way to get out, okay? Anyway, couch, and these are your steps, and there's a desk over here. That's a desk for like place to put your mail and all that and leave your computer set up. You put a little office chair in here and you can sit here and click around, do my editing, that type of stuff. This is a kitchen, you know, overhead counter. There's a refrigerator. And then there's a hallway that came back to the bathroom. Here's the hallway going there. There would be a door right here. It's not in this shot. This door would go back into the garage to get to the Jeep and all that kind of stuff. Here's a kitchen or bathroom counter space with a, you probably put a sink in this one here. This is a bathtub. It's a livestock water trough. and you use that as a shower pan, okay? And then a toilet, a composting toilet here on this side here. Anyway, that was what I really wanted, but I changed my mind on that. I really wanted something like this simply because it's huge, and as you can see, this here is steps going up. So this would be an elevated area. So underneath is all this storage. I can put huge water tanks, all the batteries, all the, all that stuff would be underneath the floor of the kitchen and the bathroom. Underneath this whole floor area rose up maybe 3 feet, 3 or 4 feet. Underneath there's water tanks. I mean, I'd probably have a 500-gallon water tank under there. I mean, huge, And the semi, being a semi, could handle any kind of weight you ever threw at it. I really like this idea. I really wanted to. The problem I had with it is just these trailers alone are going to be around $20,000 for an old, worn-out one, okay? This would be like your moving vans, like your United Van Line or Mayflower, those kind of moving vans. It doesn't show it here, but there will be a notch up and over right here. I didn't do it in this particular shot. But then you'd have your truck. So I'd sell my expensive Peterbilt, and then I'd buy a cheaper, like a Freightliner or something like that. But the price of trucks now, I'd have about $30,000, maybe $35,000 in a Freightliner, truck, an old Freightliner, pulling a $20,000 trailer. So I'd have $50 to $55, maybe even $60,000 before I even started the build. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous putting that much money into something before you even start the build. Let's go buy a cheap old school bus. So that's what I did. I went and bought a school bus. And now I don't have the floor space in the school bus that this semi would have, but then this semi, the school bus can go more places and park easier and go off-road sort of a little bit better than a semi can, So like you're out in the desert and Quartzsite or, BLM land or something like that, I can get that school bus in places you can't get a semi in. So there's pluses and minuses, give and take every which way you go on this stuff. If you want this, you have to give that up. If you want that, you got to give this up. If you're willing to give this up, that frees up for that, So it's just, anyway, I had, it's ideas. If money wasn't an issue, I just don't want to wrap up $100,000 in a truck. If I want to wrap that much money up into something, I just buy a stinking house. Now I know $100,000 won't buy you much of a house anymore, but you get the idea. So that was that one here. Let me see what else we got on that. Here was a different semi version that I come up with. This is this is very similar. This is just, let me rotate it back around so it's similar to you. All right, there we go. So the tractor, the semi would be up here. The truck would be up here, and this is the trailer. It's already notched out. Here's the wheels and stuff. Probably try to look for a single axle trailer. You could put double axles, it doesn't really matter. But very similar kind of thing, but this is more of a, what do you call it? Instead of a couch, it has a L-shaped entertainment center, so to say, or what do you call those? The L-shaped couches, I can't remember the name of it. But it'll be a U-shaped kitchen, and then the bathroom is very similar, slightly different, but you get the sink, composting toilet, shower, and just cabinet to put all your stuff, all your bathroom type stuff that you might need. Okay, this one here would have a big overhead up here for the just cabinets, and down below, and then in the center would be a large TV right in the center right here. Okay, you don't want to look through the doorway here. So you'd have cabinets up above with doors on it, cabinets down below with doors on it, and that big 40 or 50-inch TV right there. So, and then you'd have more cabinets on this side. Same thing, you put the TV over here or over here. I did both, okay? So you could have the TV over here, you could have the TV over there, it doesn't really matter, okay? And then overhead doors to store stuff. The semi would have so much more storage. You could stack everything in, and that's a king size bed, But it's just, you've got $50,000 wrapped up in the truck instead of $5,000 for a school bus. You get the idea, And by the time I get done with this school bus, I'll have less in the school bus than I have in just buying this trailer alone, So that's kind of where I'm at on that. And then this would have an air conditioner. And then of course, you know, the roof of a semi is so big, you could have 5,000 watts of solar up there. You could run, you know, you could run air conditioner all day long. 2 or 3 air conditioners if you wanted to, you know. So anyway, that was ideas. But what we've got, I went the route of a school bus instead. So what we have is a school bus. And on the outside, it'll look something like this here. Okay. It'll look like this here on the outside. It'll be white, and then where the purple and gold stripes are, it'll be a dark blue and a light blue. This dark blue will be about the same colors on the semi, and then just a shade or two lighter, a different color blue. And that's kind of what I have, you know, and then the bumpers, the front and rear bumpers will be painted blue. Everything else is white. That's the idea anyway, okay? So there you go. That's kind of what I got in mind. And then I was going to put all these solar panels along this left-hand side. I've since changed my mind. I'm going to put the solar panels square on the back because I plan on putting even more. I'm going to put quite a bit of solar up here, I think, over time. Start out with what I got and add more as I need. Hey, I could do so much more if I had more solar, you know. So that's what we got so far. Here's today's video. It's a lot longer. I thought it was going to be about a 15-minute video, but I went, it's amazing how time flies when I do these videos. I'll sit there and watch a sitcom and all the stuff they throw into a sitcom and in 30 minutes, actually 20 minutes, because you got 10 minutes worth of commercials. In 20 minutes, they can have a full show. I come out here and talk for what I feel like is 5 minutes, and it's 42 minutes. You know, it's like, wow, just time flies. Anyway, there you go, folks. That's kind of what I got going on here. School bus look like this on the outside, and then slightly different than this on the inside, okay? So, hope you enjoyed, and no video tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Got to go to the eye doctor and just check out, you know, just check out stuff. And then Wednesday's going to be really, really hot. Thursday's going to be pretty cool. So I think I'm going to do a video on Thursday. I'm going to paint the roof of the bus. So I'll be doing a video on Thursday morning as I start to paint the roof of the bus with that elastomeric paint, okay? So with that, y'all be good. We'll see you then later on and all that kind of good stuff. And I guess we'll see you Thursday morning, okay? So y'all be good. Take care, and God bless, and love y'all. Bye-bye.